Encrypted chimps, but we can only build inside of the crypt itself. So we can't place anything on the water, we can't place anything near the graves, we cannot place anything on the grass. We can only use this, and the centerpiece here, which we'll be using immediately actually. So we're going to be placing our beloved hero Sorta here. You may have unfinished business, but yet here we are. So at the time of this recording, I would love to say thank you ever so much for everyone's support on my crossbow master and ultra boost 2 tower chimps. It was a brutal journey, especially with round 98 and round 99 being an absolute bane. Mainly round 99 because fortified DDTs were the biggest threat ever, really. It's how much RBE is compact into something that so quickly, and then you also have to deal with everything inside as well. So the camo, regrow, fortified super ceramics inside it too. So I was thoroughly happy with the end result. Sometimes the process to get to said somewhere is sometimes not worth it, but in this case it was completely worth it in my eyes. But thank you ever so much to everybody who checked out that video and showed your support. I thoroughly appreciated of every single one of you for doing that. So in this challenge we're not bound by any pop counter sort of thing of getting 2 million pops with a single tower, or only placing down 2 towers at all. We're just here to have a nice time, and we can do, well, all of it is a nice time, but we have more accessibility to what we can place down and not be restricted by a set rule or something like that. So what shall we do next? I'm gonna say guided magic, and we're gonna go with fireball. Honestly, I feel like we're gonna need the additional firepower, and also we can place water fire outside of the crypt. Like we can attack with projectiles that go outside of the crypt, but we can't use monkeys or any kind of other tower outside of, oh, that was about to escape there, outside of a crypt itself. So we can only place something inside of a crypt. That is the challenge. And probably some people will be like, well, that's how you play chimps on this map anyways. But, you know, just spice it up, because some people like to put 2 darts near the entrance to the crypts itself, so that it gives them a little bit of a an insurance policy just in case if something escapes, i.e. a red balloon or anything like that, or even like a blue balloon. Anything past that would be too dangerous for a simple no dart monkey. It was either between Sorta or Quincy as the start here, but because of Sorta's abilities, I feel like her ability where she goes around the entire map and slashes everything is much more worthwhile than trying to rain down arrows, especially on a multi-lane track where sometimes rain of arrows can only go in one particular part of the track itself, and it can be quite hard to actually like track everything. So let us put the water fire over there. Shut up, I didn't even mean to click on you, Sorta. Don't you say what to me, okay? This is my documentary, and in this plane, I am the one that talks, okay? Well, heroes can contribute, but Sorta here, this undead Chinese horror Sorta, I'm not making that up, there's literally the inspiration behind this Sorta skin, is trying to interfere with Medulug, and that is a no good. Also, at the very beginning of a round, you can cast Sorda's chains onto the ground at the very entrance, so it covers both parts of the track. I love the water fire because it's like a spawn kill sort of thing, but we can move it in case we are in danger. Let's see, arcane magic is very close by, and then we will go from there. But I'm thinking of getting an archmage for this particular endeavor, and then we will have to worry about camos because of the archmage's skimmer ability. Okay, we're going to put that there because of the purples that spawn on this round. Was it that? Okay, they did spawn, okay, because water fires didn't dissipate with the contact of purples. Because if you try and do any fire or magical or energy based attack against a purple, not only will it prevent it from popping the purple balloon itself, but it also completely halts the projectile itself, so it no longer has a means of passing through that said balloon. So what are we thinking of next? What kind of tower are we thinking of next? Well, I am thinking of a hopefully a carrier flagship at some point. And then we'll be able to put 2 more towers on top of it, because we're still building inside the crypt, but it's just on a tower that can platform 2 other towers. If you catch my drift. Sorta's got these purples in the bag. Let's see, double shot and crow's nest. I feel like we're always going to need that initial ability to be able to pop DDTs later on once we get the carrier flagship. In hindsight, I could have gone with middle path, but honestly, I just want my my aircraft carrier to be able to target and destroy DDTs whenever they can. Also, these camos as well can be a little bit of a nuisance, so this path short term is good for us, but in the long term it might be more hurtful than it is. But you got to think about how to get through all of the rounds. It's not just round 6, it's not just round 37. You got to think about every single scenario, and as you try and get to the end goal, it's not just A point or A.1 point, if you get what I mean. Between A and B, you got to get from A into B, but you got to be able to think about how to get there in the first place, and not just think, let's just try and put down the most sadistic and toughest tower in the game, which is something like a true sun god. But that's impossible in chimps. And for people who can't afford one in chimps, what kind of round are you on post-game? Let's see, we're near round 40, which means it is for... stop it, you. Okay, so I'm going to move a wall of fire so that's over here. And let's try and predict this. There we go. We managed to deal with that just fine. Let's move the wall of fire back over here. And honestly, I'm thinking about a arcane spike so that we're able to do much more damage. Because if we had arcane spike on round 40, that first initial mow would be able to go down quite easy. But because we were trying to get to an aircraft carrier, it meant we didn't have anything really especially good against a mow class balloon. And here is Arcane Spike, so what are we thinking of next? I actually do want the aircraft carrier, and then we'll see we'll go from there. Possibly thinking of a balloon trap for this little part of the map here, just above Sorta, so that it catches anything that tries to go onto the other side. Where are we gonna do this? Well, at least it doesn't remove a wall of fire itself because of the factor that this particular wizard monkey cannot pop camos, so therefore the purples will literally just go through it, because in order for the purples to be able to do prevent said wall of fires and magical bolts from going further, the wizard monkey itself needs to be able to see camo at that point in time. Oh, camo regrows, why do you exist? You are some of the most annoying kind of balloons that there are in these planes. I'm going to think of aircraft carrier now so that we're able to have 2 means of anti-Moab poppage. Okay, we're going to remove this support one, and I am thinking of... Actually, you know what? We're going to go with a 204 or... a 204 or 024 spike. I am thinking of... I think by the time we reach here, Sorta will be able to actually pop the legs anyways at that given point in time. So I'm thinking of even flash dip production. We're going to stick it on close so that it's always popping over here. And that is good. Maybe I should actually put down a... Perhaps I should have put down a engineer here in the hopes of getting the Sentry Expert up and running. But alas, we have made our decision and we are going to lie in it. The most satisfying moment within my Crossbow Master and Ultra Boost video was when I was able to get through round 99. That round I was stuck on for a good 2 hours. I literally have 2 hours of footage of me just failing that round. And it's literally to get the perfect alignment where as many bolts as possible is able to hit as many DDTs as possible. And then when it came to the end of a track where it was literally on their last legs, the crossbow master needs to point in a way so that it's hitting as many balloons as possible, rather than just aiming somewhere just to hit one balloon, or no balloons, since the bolts can sometimes miss because of how fast the DDTs go. But I needed the crossbow masters as bolts to hit as many balloons as possible, but at the very beginning of the round I set the crossbow master on last because I wanted it to hit as many DDTs as possible at the back so that they were all partially damaged, and then from there the finishing result is that the crossbow master will be able to pop all of the DDTs, and then hopefully from there the ceramics which are inside. We need to use Solder's ability here. Lovely. So what can we do here? Yep, and it's suffered enough now. So what's our next task here? I'm thinking of with Solder's ability, abilities, I think we're good for the next few rounds. I'm hoping to get Archmage at some point, and then we'll go from there. But if we feel like we're in trouble, then, well, we're going to have to resort to something else. But this Spike Factory here is just literally here for an insurance policy. Okay, round 63. Oh, I did that too late within the round. But I'm going to stick with this as if it is a black border. Let's see. What can we do here? Come on, water, fire. Do your magic. Did you really have to do that? Okay, so it's done partial damage against them all. But let us just wait it out. Let's not try and use it just yet. Okay, I think we're going to need to really use it now. No, actually, no. The aircraft carrier managed to remove all the rest there, which is good. Okay, oh, that was a good placement actually, because that has a really small window as to like how much that chain can literally affect both paths. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good indeed. Well, with Sordus's planting down ability, her first ability, if you set her on last, it literally means that she will plant her chains down at the last most balloon on the track. So you could essentially use it so that, well, the chains will always be planted at the very back of a map if that's where the last balloon is. So that in itself has its own advantages. All these ceramics might be a horror for me, so therefore I use that sword charge ability to remove all of them. Because we're still kind of struggling against the camo balloons, but once we get Archmage, those camo balloons will be decamofied. But by default, the Archmage can't attack camo balloons unless they're decamofied by its skimmer ability. And yes, I am not mad here. Am I mad? How dare you say I'm mad? I am here to have a lovely time, thank you very much. And how dare you prejudice me for some kind of silly reason such as that? But I am eternally grateful for all of you nonetheless. Archmage is now up, and the camos will no longer be a camo thing. We see all, and our skimmer will ensure that we will be able to do this regardless if you like all of this or not. Okay, so I'm just going to open this up for the satisfaction of knowing I've got every single option available for me. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 with the middle, and then once we get aircraft carrier, carrier flagship, then we'll have 11 towers down at the very most, if we can get to that point. Yeah, the Archmage is going into town. Archmage is brilliant on maps with obstacles on, because it just doesn't care about obstacles. It's a non-factor. I'm going to put an Alchemist down, and I'm hoping that because the Archmage and Solder are the closest to, the Alchemist will prioritize these two towers over anything else, but it will at some point be able to target the Spike Factory and the soon-to-be carrier flagship. But that is still a soon-to-be factor. I wonder what 2 tower chimps are possible on this map, because that would be very interesting, because once I'm done with like a lot of the tier 5 towers, I want to revisit towers that I've already done like 2 tower chimps on or 2 megapops on, but on a more difficult map, just to test and stretch my limits. Because on nogs and resorts, yes, you can say that they're quite easy, but for me personally and learning chimps, like for my start of learning how to do like chimps runs and be able to do a 2 tower chimps or 2 megapops, I've learned quite a lot from both people's feedback and from my own experimentations of this game. Like, you don't just learn something from the get-go, otherwise there's no accomplishment behind it. Like, the thrill of accomplishing something, like for me, for example, recently the 2 tower chimps of Crossbow Master and Ultra Boost, is the joy of discovering something and being able to achieve something in which yesterday was not a factor because you didn't try and explore that path. And that goes across for any kind of path in life, really. It's the fact that if you don't try something new, you won't be able to prevail on that particular thing. So you got to try and stretch your horizons and go beyond what you're comfortable with. If you're always in your comfort zone, you will never be able to achieve something new or anything that is grandiose in that sort of sense. Very risky, and a lot of people would be put off by it because it's very uncomfortable depending on what kind of field that it is. But you got to be able to stretch your horizons and know that you are more than what you think you are. And I'm proud of you for how much you have achieved so far within your lifetime. So, what can we do here? I am actually thinking... Hold on. I'm going to go auto start off, and I'm hoping I will be able to put down a beast handler and put a shot down where the carrier flagship is. But I don't want to place the beast handler down and then not be able to do that. Or we could go Tyrannosaurus Rex, actually, you know, a tier 4 tower, because unlike... Here's the thing with beast handlers. It is impossible with the beast handler to get a 2 tower chimps with one of the towers themselves being tier 5 outside of beast handler because of the fact that the beast handler requires at least 3 other, let's say, with this case with beast handler, let's say if you're going for Megalodon, you need 4 orcas at the very least. And the same with the Gigantosaurus and this bird I cannot pronounce to save my life. Just like with the successor of the Moab Ass Inn, and yes, I did pronounce it like that. So I just want to see if we can actually place this down on water, and if we can... Oh, we can place it down there. Oh, we can't place it down... Well, that's a load of rubbish, isn't it? I mean, what do we do from here on out? I kind of wanted this to be a black border, but you know what? We're just going to go with it. We're going to succeed regardless, but I can't put down the little fishes anywhere else around here. Oh, the boat's too fat. That's probably why. The boat's too fat. It cannot fit anything else in. Even though if you really tried, if you put down the piranha here first and then put the boat on top, it'll probably work, but not this way round. Is this technically... No, because we're firing projectiles out. We're just literally landing animals outside of this. So I'm calling this as sub tower. It's like if I have like Sentry Expert on and little sentries spawn outside the map. The main towers themselves are still inside the map itself. So this does not count as, let's say, cheating and building outside, because these are sub-towers. I hope you're not going to try and twist my words when I was saying, well, actually, you're building outside, so it's technically not inside the crypt itself. Put that nerdy sarcasm away from my comment section, okay? Right, Orca is next. And yes, it has a max power level, but we're not gonna go into it. Although, if you had, let's say if you placed down the beast handler and you were able to put down the piranhas over here, and then you were able to put the boat on top, and then fit another beast handler alongside it, and then 2 more beast handlers on top, it would technically be possible to be able to get, let's say, the Megalodon inside of this crypt here, which would be brilliant, actually. So yeah, I'm counting these as sub-towers because you can't inherently buff these, really, can you? And again, you can, but yeah, this is the main tower, okay? Let's not have this argument. I know some people in the comment section like to have a lovely ramble on about stuff. Not in the way of being horrible or anything like that, but sometimes people can get a little bit too passionate with their opinions and stuff like that. DDTs, and thanks to the fact that they're being decamouflaged, this orca can bring them down. 91 is going through with a breeze. I'm thinking of what's next on the agenda. What about a mob main? And then from there we'll be able to stun some of these things. Let's say stun a ZMG, just like that actually. I wonder if the crippled Moab is possible for a 2-tower chimp. Oh, sorry, a 2 megabox. It definitely well is, like in the Balloon Tower Defense 6 index. It definitely is possible because it's already been documented. Like, I don't think there's a single tier 5 tower that has not been documented for a 2-tower chimps, aside from Legend of the Night and True Sun God, because they're too bloody well expensive. But I don't think Supermines has had it because of the fact that it costs too much money to get in the first place. 123 could possibly have an argument because of the discount drops that there are on the map, which enables you to get all upgrades on a specific kind of tower for a little bit less money, and then you'll be able to get it from there. But you've got to be able to actually get to that point in the first place. It's not the tower itself that's the most difficult thing, it's the journey to get to that point. So what can we fit in this circle here? Well, a whole load of nothing. I actually might just put another alchemist up so that more towers can be buffed. So there we go. We go with the 2 of these 420s rather than trying to pursue a 520, because we got 2 tier 5s anyways, and they're both incredibly competent ones at that. So what can we fit in the primary spot that would fit our fancy? You know what? Just fancy a blade maelstrom, just for some insurance policy and all that jazz. And then I will be going with we'll go red hot rains. Once I decamouflied, this will be able to target DTs. And look, treat that is so far. Also, the ability can attack outside walls as well, which is lovely. Level 16 Sorter. Round 96 is definitely coming to a close. Turbocharge that. I think we'll be able to afford a Super Maelstrom, but that's about it with our tier 5s. Oh, I should have went bottom path actually to experiment with the increased amount of time that the ability has on the field. But nah, this is not our main source of popping power. Round 97 is here, and they are being, well, not crippled, but they're being maimed by the main Moab. The main Moab of main poppages. Round 97 is here. Oh, that orca is going to town with us. Like, the Beast Handler is not a tower to mess with. And I've not done any of their 2 megapops yet, so that'll be a very interesting path to go around, because I think with both the Gigantosaurus Rex and the Megalodon, it is possible to actually get an all pops chimps, which is where you get every single pop throughout the entire game. Oh, how close are we to doom here, actually? Hopefully I'm not doomed. Anything that's going to escape, don't, please. Yeah, round 98 is absolutely no joke. No joke whatsoever, but both the Orca and the main Sniper are kind of stalling them or dragging them away, which is nice. Oh, we do have a Super Maelstrom, lovely, lovely. So, Super Maelstrom money, lovely. Right, we have 11 towers down. DDTs, go away. You are not welcome in these premises. And now you. Bad. Oh, I can't afford an upgrade, but you know what? I don't care because we have this on lockdown. Both the Archmage and the Carrier flagship have this in tow. I should have used that later actually, but no worries. No worries, no harm's done because the ability comes back in such a short amount of time anyway, so... Use the turbocharge. It's getting close to death. Oh, lovely. Now initiate the wonderful ability, and we have done it. We have done an encrypted chimps run where we have only built inside the crypt itself. The Orca is a sub tower, just like with the sentry experts is, or the sentries is the little sentries that it spawns. So yeah, I'm counting it as that. Just like with the Sun Temples is mini avatars as well. So yeah, that is a run on a intermediate map of chimps. Makes it a little bit of a change. We have 10 towers and all of them have some kind of a purpose, some more than others. The Archmage of Waterfire definitely did the most amount of work here. With A, its attacks, and B, its decamofication sort of stuff. Then I think second is the Carrier flagship. But we cannot forget the one that enabled us to do all of this in the first place. Sorter, who carried us through the early rounds and in a lot of sections of the late rounds as well. Like this little X here, like all of these 3 corners, Sorter can attack in. Which is wonderful! This bike factory here was just for a little bit of insurance so that if balloons do make it to this point in front of this this statue here, which is also... There's also a similar one inside that not Midnight Mansion, but that mansion map that is also connected to that haunted map in which that really, really difficult lich boss scenario where we had once upon a time with no monkey knowledge enabled. But yeah, but also this Maelstrom did a lot of work as well, which is good in the later round. Obviously Turbocharged did its fair bit of work. This Alchemist got 28,000 because it stripped away a lot of the fortification stuff from ceramic balloons. And this is also here for buffing more towers, so it doesn't hurt to have a few alchemists on the field to buff your towers. It's sometimes cheaper than to buy a new tower altogether and try and enhance that. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what map you would like to see me do a chimps run on. Like, sometimes I may actually from now on just like not do a 2 tower chimps or a 2 mega pops challenge, but do something else, like try and do covered garden chimps. But thank you so much for watching and take care of yourselves, everyone.